What's up guys, my name is Mars, welcome back to another video. Today here back on F1 Fantasy for the second episode that is after the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's the recap once again, like I did of the Australian Grand Prix, and I'm going to do of all races. Thank you so much for the support you guys gave on the last video. The first episode, I can say, yes, it's a series where I see my teams, how I went in the F1 Fantasy, and how I see your teams, how you went on my fantasy league. And thank you so much for you guys for joining my league during this weekend. I really appreciate that. But first we're going to see my teams, how I went in the F1 Fantasy, and I can say that it was going so well, but then in the race, okay, in qualifying was very good. I think you can see my lineup right now. I think during qualifying was very good in terms of points, but then things went very bad in the race. And yeah, let's start with my first team. I have 3 teams, so yeah, let's start with my first team. That is the first one, the Slam Slider. And yeah, as you can see, I chose Kimi Räikkönen. He did a very good qualifying. Yeah, qualifying 8th place. He did a regular race, so yeah, it was very good, 19 points. And then Roman Grosjean, once again, Roman Grosjean really ruined my plans, because yeah, that DNF once again ruined my points, and yeah, minus 9 points. And then Sebastian Vettel, it could be a little bit better because he spun around, so yeah, it was very unfortunate. Then Daniel Ricciardo once again having a DNF, and yeah, it was very bad during the race. I was watching the race and seeing, oh god, and yeah, Kevin Magnussen, I was hoping that he would get a good result, but yeah, during the race, yeah, it wasn't very good at all, because as you know, he fell a lot down the order. I think he finished outside the points. Yes, he finished outside the points. So, and yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, Kevin Magnussen was very good during the Australian Grand Prix, and then I chose the Ferrari, and yeah, it was okay. As I said, it could be 1-2. I could have 70 points. I think is the maximum that you can have from a team. So. Yeah, Grosjean, Ricciardo, and a little bit Ferrari, and Magnussen really ruined my team, and it was only 72 points. And yeah, I think the only positive here, I think it's Raikkonen and Vettel a little bit. Yeah, like I said, Vettel could be a little bit better. So maybe in the next weekend, that is going to be the Chinese Grand Prix, I think I'm going to remove Daniel Ricciardo, because yeah, I'm not going to risk again and you have an engine failure or something like that. So that's my first team. It was a little bit unfortunate, but now let's go to my second team. It was a little bit better, more 5 points than my first one, my main one. And yeah, once again, Daniel Ricciardo minus 5 points, and Sebastian Vettel. And then I chose Daniel Kvyat. I thought he would make a good race. I think so. I'm not entirely sure how he did. Okay, he reached Q2, and yes, he finished in 10th place. He's saying here. I'm not entirely sure if Daniel Kvyat finished on the points. I'm not remembering at the moment, but yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from Daniel Kvyat. And then Roman Grosjean, it absolutely killed my team, because I chose him as a turbo driver, like I did in Magnussen. I chose both out drivers for a turbo. Yeah, it was minus 9 points, but when you choose a turbo driver, the points are double, and yeah, it was minus 18 points, and yeah, it was very unfortunate. So I hope Haas makes a good race in China, because I'm not going to change the Haas drivers, because they were doing very good during free practice and qualifyings, and I hope that during the race they can do so. So I'm going to risk and remove the not remove the Haas drivers, but I'm going to remove Daniel Ricciardo, because he's engine failure after engine failure. But the Haas driver, I have a little bit of more confidence, so I'm gonna leave Grosjean, like I said in Magnussen, I think. And then I choose Valtteri Bottas, and yeah, I think it's the only positive. Bottas and Vettel. Vettel, like I said, it could be a little bit better, but yeah, Bottas. Very good job, and yeah, it was very unfortunate. So I'm gonna a second. Daniel Kvyat finished Okay, it did finish, but it was outside the point. Okay, I have to click in the Bahrain sign. So I already understood, but yeah, Bottas, yeah, second place, made part of the Mercedes 1-2. I'm thinking changing Bottas to Hamilton because I have some margin in the second team on the third, where I have some margin in terms of money. Maybe I'm going to remove Bottas and add Hamilton because Hamilton has been consistent, and yeah, that can really pay off. So yeah, and the car is the Red Bull, and yeah, it was nice. Yeah, Gasly ruined my chances of getting more points. So yeah, maybe I'm going to change Red Bull. I mean, that's all I show, but yeah, Red Bull, despite that Gasly's poor performances, Red Bull gives me some good points. So I have to think that, and in the next weekend see the pre-practice times and all that stuff. To see how Red Bull can do. I hope so that Red Bull can do in China, because it's a track where there is some downforce sections, like the snail section on the first sector, and in that twisty section on the second sector. And then in terms of straight line speed, let's see if the Honda engine does good, because yeah, we have that huge straight on the last sector. But yeah, focusing on the Bahrain Grand Prix, let's go to my third team, and here is where things went a little bit better. We had Charles Leclerc with 35 points. He could be a lot much better. We could have 25 points with his win, but yeah, we all know what happened, and yeah, it was very unfortunate. Max Verstappen very regular, 29 points. Roman Grosjean with a -9, and Kevin Magnussen with 8 points with a turbo. So in all teams, I chose the Haas drivers as turbo drivers, just to see how confident I was. So, and then Valtteri Bottas was the driver that scored more points in this team, and yeah, due to that second place, he made part of the Mercedes 1-2. And then this was the problem. I chose Haas in this team because, like I said, I had a lot of confidence with Haas, and it was just only 5 points due to the poor results of Grosjean, that he had a DNF, and then Magnussen that he finished. Okay, it was outside the points, so it was very unfortunate. I could have a good result with my third team, but yeah, the Haas team really ruined my chances, and it was only 101 points. But it was the best team in all three. So yeah, I could be happy, but it could be a little bit better. But as you see, all these drivers did very well on qualifying, but yeah, in the race it was in some drivers it was a completely different story, and it ruined all my chances. So I was very unlucky this weekend. I think it was worse than Australia. It was worse than Australia. So I'm hoping for more during the Chinese Grand Prix. But let's go to the leagues, and let's see how you did in my team. I'm in the 43 out of 75. That is very bad. So let's see how things went. And yeah, for the moment, the first place is risky for the biscuit. I think it was the first place after the Australian Grand Prix. So let's see what Seth shows for this weekend. So it was actually a very good weekend for him, because he shows Kimi Räikkönen as a turbo driver. Maybe I'm going to start choose Kimi Räikkönen because he's a more safe choice, because yeah, Kimi Räikkönen is very consistent in the Alfa Romeo Sauber. He's a very good driver, as we all know. So maybe I'm going to start choose Kimi instead of Haas. I'm going to maintain the Haas, but yeah, maybe I'm going to choose Kimi as a turbo driver because he's a very good viable option, and yeah, it really paid off. Then Lance Stroll, he did a regular race. I think if yeah, he didn't finish outside the point. So yeah, it was an okay choice. It could be a little bit better. But yeah, we remember that everyone has money limitations, so remember that. And then Danik Kvyat, yes, it could be a little bit better, a little bit low on points, these two last drivers. So, and then Ferrari with 42 points, a good amount of points. But yeah, like I said, it was very unfortunate what happened to Ferrari. So that's a leader of my racing league, and yeah, congratulations to you, Seth. And let's see the third place. That is a little bit far, 20 points or something like that, but he scored more than the set. That 170 is 70, not 67 points. We have here Sebastian Vettel, Lando Norris, Kimi Raikkonen as a turbo driver. So yeah, put Raikkonen as a turbo driver really pays off. So yeah, I'm going to start put Raikkonen. I think it's the best option. I hope that Raikkonen doesn't have a DNF in China. If he has, I'm the most unlucky person in this world. And it shows George Russell. Very interesting. He scored a lot of points because he gained positions during the race. He finished the race, and he gained some positions due to some DNF. So it was very good. If Williams start to finish all the races, maybe this is a nice option when in situations where I'm lacking in terms of money when I'm choosing the teams. So yeah, Williams is a good option because they can get in places. Not in terms of performance, but finish the race and gain some places. So yeah, it's curious to see Williams scoring some points. Not entirely sure how Williams can score points in terms of team. That would be interesting to know. But yeah, and then Valtteri Bottas with 33 points. It was a very good choice. So congratulations, Ok. I think I said your name right. If I didn't, sorry for that. I'm really bad with names. But yeah, very good choice. And yeah, let's go to the third team and the last team, because I can't watch every team. Okay, some people DM me to see their teams, but there are so many teams. There are 75 teams, and if I did all the teams, I think the video would have 4 hours or 3 hours or something like that. So let's see, G-Man 93 from Canada. Let's see what Garrett did during this week. So it shows Lewis Hamilton, and yeah, congratulations, bro, getting there. 179 points. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton is a very viable option. Yeah, it's a little bit low. It was very lucky this weekend, but yeah, I'm a little bit undecided if I start choosing Hamilton or not. It depends in terms of performance, but Hamilton is a very consistent driver, and that can really pay off in my fantasy team. So it's a thing that I'm going to think about it. Then Charles Leclerc, Kvyat, so yeah, he penalized a little bit the team. And Kubica, so yeah, Kubica 10 points, it was expected, but yeah, he capitalized those DNFs, and yeah, he gave some good, only 10 points, but yeah, it's better than nothing. I had negative points, remember, in my teams, in all my teams, so yeah, I was very unlucky this weekend. And then Raikkonen as a trouble driver, so the top 3 in my fantasy league shows Kimi Raikkonen as the turbo driver. So yeah, that really shows that I have to choose Raikkonen in my fantasy teams, at least in one of my fantasy teams. So maybe I'm not going to see the top 3. I'm going to be a little bit nice and see the top 5. So to be a little bit nice. So yeah, guys, start to work to put on the top 5, because I'm going to see the top 5 after every weekend. So let's see what Thiago is from Brazil did. So yeah, it shows Charles Leclerc, Raikkonen again. Raikkonen as a turbo driver. Jesus, I have to choose Raikkonen. I think I don't know who was the best driver. Maybe I'm going to see in the rankings. I'm not entirely sure where it is, but yeah, 171 points. So it was a very good weekend for him. Antonio Giovinazzi, yeah, he finished outside the points, but yeah, it was quite nice. And yeah, he gained a lot of positions, capitalizing all those DNFs, and that really paid off. And George Russell, the same, like I said. And then Max Verstappen with 29, and then Ferrari with 42. So it was a very a good choice, regular choice, no negative points. So congratulations to you, Poreza F1 team. And let's go to the last one, that is Chachion. I think I read your name right. If I didn't, sorry. Let's see how Simon did. So yeah, it chose Lewis Hamilton, and then Nico Hülkenberg was very, very unfortunate. Nico Hülkenberg was one of the best turbo drivers in the last race in Australia. I think it was the second best, because I think he got 21 points, and then Magnussen got 22. But yeah, it's just a question to see how he did. Yeah, it was 22, and Magnus, I think it was 29. Yes, so yeah, he risked to choose Hülkenberg as the best turbo driver, but yeah, that didn't really pay off. And then Raikkonen with 19 points and Kvyat with 9. So as you can see, Raikkonen doing very well. He could turbo the Raikkonen, he will have a lot of points, and yeah, Wolkenberg would be just 5, but Raikkonen would have 38. So like I said, I have to choose Raikkonen. So, and yeah, very good choice, Lewis Hamilton getting there. 36 points, that's a good amount of points. And then Ferrari, a lot of people choosing Ferrari, and that's no surprise, but because they looks very stronger during the practice session. So yeah, let's see how my teams are. So it's my third team that is the best, with in the 43 place. I don't know how to say in English. I have to learn that. So sorry for that. 37. So I'm very down the order. Jesus Christ. So I have some Portuguese guys here. So thank you so much, amigos, for joining to my teams, and thanks to everyone that joined my team. I really appreciate that. If you want to join my team, here's the code. Here's the code. You can copy the code and yeah, write on the invite code, and yeah, join to my fantasy league. But yeah, thank you so much for joining to my sorry, to my fantasy league. Really appreciate that. But now let's see. Okay, I have to click in. Okay, there he is. So yeah, these are the leagues that I joined. So the global, this is an obligation to join. Then WTF1 Arava, that is my favorite YouTuber. But yeah, as you can see, I'm very down the order. So it was very bad this weekend. This weekend is to forget for me as a Ferrari fan and as a fantasy player. So yeah, it was very unfortunate. Way down the order on the Portuguese league. So yeah, now what we're going to see, we're going to the global league, and we're going to see the verified people. So we're going to start with Big Bad Bruisers. I forgot who is. Okay, it's Ross Brawn. So let's see. Oh my God, Ross Brawn is an absolute legend. So yeah, he's one of the biggest men in FOM. So maybe he manipulated the results and put the drivers that would have more points. So yeah, conspirations here, but yeah, you choose Verstappen, Leclerc, Raikkonen as a double driver. Everyone choosing Raikkonen. I have to choose Raikkonen. I said this a million times in this video, but yeah, Lando Norris. I forgot to mention Lando Norris. He made actually a good race, and yeah, that really paid off. Only 4 points in Australia, but then yeah, it was only P10 on the qualifying, but then he capitalized all those DNFs and finishing P6. It wasn't just the DNFs, he did an absolute good race. So yeah, congratulations to Norris. Then okay, I'm not seeing who is team, so I have let me down in the comments who is team. Oh, okay, it's here. So sorry. So let's see how Tom, that's Radion actually guy, did in his team. So Hamilton, Gasly, yeah, Gasly is a turbo driver. Maybe I could choose Gasly. I didn't choose because yeah, Gasly is the only top 3 team driver that we can turbo, but I think it's not a viable option because Hulkenberg and Magnussen, remember in Australia, got more points than him. So I thought to turbo the Yas driver because I think Gasly would struggle a little bit during this weekend, and I saw this on the race simulation times and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I don't know what is happening to Gasly. I asked that question in my Monday weekly debate on Instagram, by the way, so go check it out and follow me on Instagram. So yeah, let's move on, go back to F1 Fantasy. So yeah, Raikkonen with 19 points, Kvyat, a lot of people choosing Kvyat, and then I can understand because he did a very good performance in Australia, remember, 17 points. So but I don't see anybody turbo Kvyat because yeah, there's a lot of people that do better than Kvyat. So yeah, Kvyat is that regular driver. He's a safe driver, not very safe, remember, in the last years, but yeah, he's doing very good this year. And then Lando Norris. So yeah, Lando Norris was a very good choice. So yeah, congratulations to Tom, 172 points, and then Ferrari. So yeah, I think 95% of the people that play F1 Fantasy choose the Ferrari, and the DC as well chose Ferrari. So yeah, chose Magnussen. I can't understand because like I said, Leclerc, Bottas, Raikkonen, and yeah, Leclerc. It was very unfortunate. Leclerc could have finished in P1 and scored the maximum points he can, starting from pole position. and then he finished the race in first place, so it was a little bit unfortunate. But let's see if Leclerc can win the Chinese Grand Prix, the Grand Prix Never 1000. That would be absolutely awesome, and maybe I'm going to put yeah, I think I have Leclerc in one of my teams, in 2. I'm not remembering, so, but I'm going to stay with Leclerc in my teams because yeah, it was just pure bad luck. So, and yeah, Bottas, Raikkonen, Kvyat, and then Ferrari once again. So 136 points. We seen better, but yeah, good job DC. David Coulthard, if no, DC is David Coulthard, and let's see Rob Smedley's team. So yeah, Hamilton. Some people choosing Hamilton, Gasly, Kvyat. Once again, some people choosing Kvyat. And yeah, some people are choosing Williams, and that's very interesting because I think Williams drivers and the car, I think is the only thing on Earth that I want to choose in the fantasy because they are so bad and it's very risky. And yeah, Kvyat with -5 points, so yeah, he really penalized him. But yeah, that's very unfortunate. But once again, choosing Ferrari as the team that he chose. And then yeah, let's see Harav, my favorite YouTuber. So let's see how he did. It was a little bit up and lows, more for down, because it was better than me, by the way. So yeah, props for him. Yeah, he chose Raikkonen, Vettel, Verstappen, Gasly. So yeah, a lot of people choosing as well Gasly as a turbo driver, but yeah, I would choose Raikkonen because yeah, I don't know what is happening to Gasly. Maybe it's the pressure, and maybe he's in the top team too early. I'm not entirely sure. But then yeah, Magnussen was very bad, only 4 points, and then Alfa Romeo with 26 points. And yeah, it was very regular. It could be a little bit better with Jovanotti, but yeah, Raikkonen really saved the day to many people. And I think that's it. Oh, okay. You have to see Xmari G from WTF1. And yeah, Leclerc as well, as always. Matt as always to chase Leclerc, and then to choose Leclerc is a big Leclerc fan, and I can understand that I'm as well a big Leclerc fan. He's a huge talent. 35 points. Ricardo, okay, it was a shame with the -10 points. Kvyat with 9 points, and Roman Grosjean with -9. So yeah, these two drivers were very unfortunate, and then Valtteri Bottas with 33. So a lot of people choosing Bottas, and that's obvious because to his amazing results in Australia. And then Ferrari did 42, 42, sorry, and yeah, 100 points flat. And yeah, I scored better in my fun team than Matt, so I could be slightly happy. So this is the guy that is, in terms of global league, is in the first place. He's from England. His name is oh, it's a girl. Is Catherine. So let's see: Verstappen, Bottas, Raikkonen, Norris, Kvyat, and Mercedes. Bang! 74 points. That is a lot of points, I can tell you. And she got more in Australia. So Mercedes is a very viable option, but it's a little bit risky because, for example, if Ferrari does well in China, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to choose Ferrari or Mercedes because I'm scared, I can say, of having a bad result. So that is a little bit I don't know how to say, but yeah, it's very risky. So now let's see the drivers that went better during this I was going to say during this weekend. So I never done in Australia, so I'm going to start to do in the second round in Bahrain. So Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas, Verstappen, and Norris. So these were the best drivers to perform, to choose. So yeah, I chose Leclerc, and it was okay, but Hamilton was better. And yeah, Norris was the best of the rest, and it was a very good option. He was the 5th best, and he's just cost $6.9 million. So it was a very good choice. Racing Point was okay. He's in 5th place in terms of constructors. And yeah, Mercedes absolutely destroyed everyone, and yeah, with a healthy lead here, and the Constructors' Championship in the real life. Remember, the best transfers, the most done transfers were Magnussen, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Viat, and Lando Norris. And yeah, Magnussen, I can understand due to Australia. And then the top transfers out were Ricardo, because yeah, Ricardo, some bad luck. We know how Ricardo is. So yeah, a lot of people remember Ricardo and Sainz, Gasly, Raikkonen. So it's a very good surprise, Raikkonen. That is the best turbo driver this weekend. A lot of people removed Raikkonen from their team, so it wasn't good. And then Sergio Perez. So yeah, I don't know what to say about Perez. I don't know how he did. I think he finished outside the point. So and yeah, a lot of people put Mercedes in their teams, and yeah, a lot of people removed Ferrari this weekend. So yeah, let's see. The top scoring teams were Bacon Face. It wasn't Catherine. And the top scoring leagues were WTF1. So yeah, a lot of people on the WTF1 official league. So yeah, that's normal. It wouldn't be mine. Okay, let's focus on the fantasy to finish this video. So the country that went better in terms of average points was Finland, then Netherlands, Hong Kong, Kenya, and Malaysia. So very interesting countries, doing very well on the fantasy, on F1 fantasy. And the best constructors in terms of average points were Mercedes and Alfa Romeo. So yeah, Alfa Romeo was very good. And then Williams in 3rd place. Wow. Okay. So Williams, is Williams a good team to choose? Because I can save a lot of money and put, for example, Hamilton and Vettel on my team. I have to think in that. Because if Williams start to keep finishing all the races despite being in last, they can capitalize the DNFs of all drivers. So Williams is Williams a good choice? That is very interesting. And then Toro Rosso beating his senior team. Yeah, the junior beating Red Bull and in 4th place. So and yeah, the most popular turbo drivers were Daniel Ricciardo, and yeah, that was a bad choice. And then Raikkonen. So Raikkonen was the one of the 4th driver to people remove, but it was the most popular turbo driver. So it was actually very good. And then yeah, it's obvious that no one put wild cards on Australia, but a lot of people putting in Bahrain. So these people then can't use the wild card anymore the rest of the season. So I think it's too early to choose wild cards. So that was the video, guys. The F1 fantasy recap, and here is my fantasy league, TSS Racing League. Join if you want. It's from Australia to Abu Dhabi, so it's going to be the whole season. If you want to join, here's the code. It's going to be in the description as well. So yeah, guys, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Catch channel for new to see more F1 fantasy leagues. F1 fantasy episodes after each Grand Prix. I like to do this series, and I like to see your teams, because this is a good way to interact to you guys, and I love to make these videos, and I think that's the most important thing into make videos. But yeah, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching, but now it's time to say goodbye. My name is Tomasz, and I'll see you guys next time.